If you're looking for an easy gift to give this Chinese New Year's, let's make it an edible one. Hey Recipes, it's Zhang and we're continuing on with our Lunar New Year's series. Today I am gonna be baking. It's been so long since I've done a baking video, but this Chinese almond cookie is one of my favorite desserts. Anytime we go out to Chinese restaurants, I would much rather receive one of these almond cookies after the meal than a fortune cookie. Are you the same way? If you guys are excited to see this recipe, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and be sure to turn on that notification bell because I am releasing a lot more these days, so don't miss an episode. We'll go ahead and get started. All right, so we're gonna start by mixing our dry ingredients. I'm doing a mix between regular flour and almond flour just to give it that really almondy taste and texture. So I'm gonna start with 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Then I'll add half a cup of almond flour. Now if you don't have almond flour, you can totally just use regular all-purpose flour, so you would use 1.5 cups. Half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, just to balance everything out. And now we mix. Okay, this looks awesome. Now I'll set this aside and we'll work on our wet ingredients. Now in another bowl, I'm gonna add 1 stick of room temperature butter, and I'm gonna cream it with half a cup of sugar. So for the butter, you want it to be as soft as possible because when you cream it with the sugar, you don't want like big lumps. Otherwise, our cookie's not gonna be very buttery and even. Now I'm just gonna give the bowl a quick scrape down. It's nice and fluffy. Then I'll add 1 egg, mix it again. And then we'll add our aromas. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then half a teaspoon of almond extract to give it that really almondy flavor. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so we have our wet ingredients done, then we have our dry ingredients done, and now we're gonna combine them. I hope my bowl is big enough to contain both of these, but we're gonna do it anyways. I feel like I need to get like a bigger bowl. Maybe like 2 inches bigger would be perfect. So you guys, if any of you make bowls out there, please make me one. What do you know? It fits. Okay, now I'll just give it 1 final mix. And that's pretty much our cookie batter. I'm just gonna scrape the bowl down 1 more time. And then we'll just chill it for about 5 minutes. This is very much like a shortbread or like a butter cookie recipe type thing, but with that hint of the almond in there. Oh, it's so delicious. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so my cookie dough has chilled and kind of hardened up a little bit. I just want it a little bit firm so I can work with it. Since it's mostly butter in here, it could melt. So I just want to make sure that it doesn't become a disaster. So now with a cookie scoop, I'm gonna scoop the dough, roll it into a ball with my hands, and then I'll place them onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. I have a story about these almond cookies. I remember in college, there was this Chinese restaurant nearby. It was called China Chef or China Chen or something like that. But they had the best almond cookies. Oh my goodness. I was so obsessed with them that there was one time I went and ordered like a whole dozen just of the cookies, and they totally sold it to me. They would give these cookies after a meal. So instead of fortune cookies, they would give these, and it was buttery, it was crunchy. I always loved the almond in the middle. It was the best. Plus, like fortune cookies are always so small, and I never really get good fortunes. It's always like something weird. Not that it's like bad, but it's just nothing that made sense or like really applied to my life. And I find them pretty flavorless, but I have been to a fortune cookie factory in Chinatown in San Francisco, and that was pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to mention when you place these down, give them maybe an inch or 2 apart. So on 1 baking sheet, I would have just 12 because we're gonna flatten it down and then you'll see. So the last video I made for the pot sticker, I asked you guys where I should go in Hawaii, and you gave me so many good suggestions. There's definitely one that I'm gonna check out for sure. They have ube donuts. I looked at the Yelp review and I really wanted to eat my screen because it looked so good. I'm gonna try to be a little bit healthier this time there. The last time I went, I was pregnant and I had the worst heartburn ever. I like walked around, like at one point I walked around like this because it just hurt so bad. And it's like, you're embarrassing me. But there was really no way of getting around it. So I went to the doctor's afterwards and he's just said, try to eat clean. I think you're getting heartburn because just all the indulgent food you were eating in Hawaii. And honestly, Hawaii has very, very decadent and indulgent food, but I will try my best to eat some more vegetables this time. So now comes the fun part. We're gonna flatten these cookies down. I'm gonna take this spoon and I'm just gonna press it gently on each cookie to flatten it out. If it sticks, just peel it off and just place it back down. Man, I'm like 1 for 8 right now. They all stuck except for one. So you can actually just spray a little bit of cooking oil on the back to keep it from spraying, but honestly it peels off so easily, it doesn't really matter. Great. All right, next we're gonna add an egg wash right on top. So I just have 1 egg right here that I've beat, and now I'm just gonna dip my pastry brush in and just brush it all over. This will give it a beautiful golden sheen once it comes out. Fresh from the oven. Last step, we're gonna place an almond in the middle of each cookie, hence the almond cookie. Make sure to use raw almonds so that you don't burn already roasted almonds. When you place the almonds down, make sure you give it a gentle press so that it sticks into the cookie. Our cookies are ready to be baked, so I'm gonna pop them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. And there's our almond cookies. They look so beautiful. Oh, and they smell so nutty and sweet, delicious. Now, as you can see, they've expanded quite a bit, and I like my cookies to be like this, kind of thin and crispy, but if you want them a little bit more like shortbread, so right before you bake them off, you can stick them in the fridge for about 10 minutes so that the dough can chill up so it doesn't expand as much. It's totally a preference thing, up to you. But now, we're gonna give them a try. You see the egg wash gave it this beautiful sheen right here, so that's nice and shiny. It's light and airy, yet still crispy, and because I just pulled it out of the oven, it's fresh and warm. Once it cools down, it'll kind of harden a little bit and be super crispy, which is also delicious. I've been loving this series so far. Next week, we're gonna shift gears and we're gonna make some Vietnamese Tet dishes. So if there's like a typical Tet dish that you have in your household, let me know. For those of you that don't speak Vietnamese, Tet means Lunar New Year in Vietnamese. My mom always makes this caramelized pork in coconut water, and it has eggs in there, and we'd always eat it with dưa mắm or dưa. I gotta brush up on my Vietnamese, but it's like some bean sprouts with chives and carrots in there. It's so delicious. I need to get the recipe from her. She's actually in Vietnam right now, so hopefully I can get it before filming the next video. But anyways, if you guys want to see more Chinese recipes like beef chow mein, pot stickers, I'll leave a link in the description box below, or we'll put it in the end slate. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to comment below and let me know what you guys want to see for your Vietnamese Tet series. I know a lot of you wanted to see my steamed rice rolls, banh cuong, that I made on Insta story the other day, but I don't know. We'll make it up to you guys to decide. Comment below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!